Hello, everyone. This is Kevin again, doing the Worthy Law podcast. This is for June 2019. We're probably not going to get this one published until July because it is now Saturday, the 29th of June, and I am in Goblin Valley. So I can record here, but getting it all ready to publish, getting it uploaded and emailed out, probably not going to happen till July. So you probably won't be hearing this until at least July, but nevertheless, wanted to reach out and say hello and give you a few little things. First of all, Goblin Valley is beautiful. I learned this is my first time in Goblin Valley. I've not been down here before. I've wanted to come, but I have not been down. And I have been in the area for a couple of days. I took the day off yesterday from the law practice and came down and I hiked Little Wild Horse Canyon, spent a little bit of time in Green River, and then I went over to the north side of the San Rafael Swell, which is north of Highway 70. And there are some fantastic trails and areas out there. Camped out last night, had one of the best views of the Milky Way that I've ever had. The skies, when it's clear out here without clouds in the sky, the night sky is fantastic. So saw a lot of stars, got a really good view of the Milky Way, enjoyed hiking around yesterday north of I-70 at the San Rafael Swell. Some beautiful, beautiful mountains. There's a Widow Blind, there's Bottleneck Peak over there. I went down Cow Canyon a little ways. Saw some really weird looking flying beetle type things. I mean, I saw a lot of different things, but those were the things that probably surprised me the most. I didn't realize that creatures like that existed. They look kind of like beetles, but when they fly with their bodies vertical up and down. They kind of hover around like VTOLs from an Aldous Huxley novel or something. But anyway, here I am at Goblin Valley. It's beautiful here. It was originally called Mushroom Valley by one of the original discoverers, which makes sense because the things that they call goblins also look a lot like mushrooms. And from my shady spot, I can see I believe it's called the Wild Horse Butte, and I can see a good section of the San Rafael Reef. I don't know if I can make out Temple Mountain from here. There is a big peak. I'm not sure if it's Temple Mountain, but it's beautiful here. Lots of clay, red clay, sandstone. I've got some green rock. I don't know if that is shale or if that is some kind of green sandstone. And then the reef itself is very sandy. So a lot of beautiful colors here. The sky is blue. The clouds, or some clouds in the sky, and they just make it that much nicer. So beautiful down here. Highly recommend that you guys get down to the Goblin Valley area. I actually liked Little Wild Horse Canyon and Bell Canyon better than Goblin Valley. Goblin Valley is cool, and it's a very interesting destination, but I had more fun, I think, at Little Wild Horse. That's a fantastic little canyon. So recommend that you guys come down this way, check it out. Lots of great places to camp. There are lots of places where you can reserve spots in improved campgrounds, and then lots and lots and lots of unimproved campgrounds where there are little fire pits, just rings for fires, really all you'll see there. So you can pitch a tent and do whatever. All over the place, all around this country, just for miles and miles and miles in every direction. So it's been nice, and because this is a law podcast, I wanted to talk a little bit also about foundation today. I think foundation. I considered talking about relevance, but I want to talk a little bit about foundation for those of you that are interested in the technical legal stuff. And foundation is a concept that is important because whenever you're introducing evidence, either at a hearing or at a trial, a lot of times you've also got to do this when you're using declarations to enter in evidence on the papers in briefs. But you've got to make sure that the witness who's testifying, whether she's testifying live in person at trial or whether he is testifying in a written declaration, you've got to make sure that there are enough facts there to show that the witness had a reasonable opportunity to perceive what he or she is testifying about. So if I wanted to give some testimony about Goblin Valley, say there was an accident here in Goblin Valley and there was some question as to whether some person was liable for that accident, and I happened to be one of the witnesses. Well, if I were to sign a declaration, I would want the declaration to explain that I was in Goblin Valley on this day, I'd been hiking around, and I came to such and such a spot, and I sat down, and then I saw two people walk along. One of them climbed up on one of the goblins, and then maybe one of them pushed. I guess, let's say my testimony is that one of them pushed the other one, and it didn't look like he meant to push him off of the goblin. In fact, it looked like he was just trying to scare him, but something happened and he didn't do quite what he wanted to. And so the other guy falls off the goblin and he gets hurt. And so now they're in a dispute about it and a lawsuit and whatnot. Well, I would want to, before going straight to the, oh yeah, I saw him, he pushed him, and then he fell off of the goblin, I would want to lay that foundation where I'm saying I was in Goblin Valley that morning or that afternoon. We'll say it's the morning. I was in Goblin Valley that morning, and I was taking a vacation day. I was thinking about doing a podcast for my law firm, this kind of stuff. So you lay that foundation, and then you can testify about the stuff that the judge really wants to hear, that the jury wants to hear. But you got to lay that foundation, or the judge is not even going to let the jury hear about that testimony of what is really important for the case. So there's a little bit of technical stuff, and hopefully that was educational to you, and hopefully you enjoyed hearing a little bit about Goblin Valley and the San Rafael area. And if you made it this far, then thanks for listening, and God bless.